we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps. Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop! Woohoo!
Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Everybody likes choices when it comes to gifts, and a Max Tan gift card offers spray tanning, UV tanning, and red light therapy at all Lincoln locations. Give the gift that everyone wants this holiday season by visiting any Max Tan location in Lincoln or at maxtan.net.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com. The Huskers are headed to the Pinstripe Bowl. Cheer on the Huskers in New York City on the official Husker Pinstripe Bowl tour offered by the Nebraska Alumni Association. Your bowl package includes a 2-night hotel stay, round-trip transportation on game day, pregame events, and more. Spots are limited, so book your spot now on the official Husker Pinstripe Bowl tour with the Nebraska Alumni Association. Go to huskerfantravel.com or call 888-831-0858. That's 888-831-0858 or huskerfantravel.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's recovery lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome into the locker room.
the most sacred of spaces in sports, talking you through the behind-the-scenes conversations that happen behind closed doors with former Nebraska football tight end Chancellor Brewington.
Chancellor Brewington, the 6-year senior tight end, finding his way into the end zone.
And former South Dakota State running back and Nebraska football assistant Mikey Daniel.
Hand off to Daniel inside the 2 to the 1, and he powers his way into the end zone for a South Dakota State touchdown.
This is The Locker Room, brought to you by Epp Foundation Repair. Here are your hosts, Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel.
Welcome into the locker room here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. I am Rico, filling in for Bach today as the producer for the locker room. We've got Chancellor Brewington sitting to my left. Mr. Brewington, how are you today?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Just had some heavenly waffles over there. I mean, I'm just full of life, man. They can't get any better. They can't get any better. We got a special show up. Boy, Rico holding it down over there.
What's up?
Man, how are you doing, man? That's the question. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I'm a little tired. A lot of work that I got to get done today here, and then I'll be going to volleyball later today.
There we go.
So going to go check out Wisconsin and Texas A&M, and then Nebraska and Dayton, and then the winners of those two matches will play each other on Sunday, and then the winner of that goes to the Final Four. Okay. So we'll see. And speaking of volleyball, Creighton volleyball is playing Texas right now up at Penn State, and they lost the first set to Texas, but they just won the second set.
Really?
So it's tied 1-1 up in Penn State between Creighton and Texas. And I know that Nebraska fans are having a tough time deciding who they're going to root for in that one.
I know, right? Man, I haven't been to a volleyball game yet out here.
You got to go.
Is it great?
You got to go. It's fantastic.
It's
I love covering volleyball.
Man.
I'm blessed that I get to cover volleyball because it is an amazing atmosphere and some fantastic athletes on that court for really either team, whether it's Nebraska or whoever they're playing. Just fantastic athletes all around. And it's one of those things where you watch them play, and there's sometimes where you're like, oh, I could do this. But then you see like a jump serve, or you see somebody like Andy Jackson take a swing on one of those slides. You're just like, I don't want to be on the receiving end of that. Like I don't have. I think I have good reaction time. Right. I don't think I have good reaction time compared to them.
Yeah, they're different breeds. They're different breeds. I think it's so awesome that people are specialized in their own lane and do things at such a high level. So I respect what they got going. And man, I hope we can get a natty this year, man. That would be awesome. I haven't been like, keyed up. Like, how is Nebraska doing this year? I think they were number 2.
They're the number 2 overall seed. They've been number 2. They were number 1 for a very small amount of time because then they lost to SMU and then they dropped back down. But they've been number 2 for most of the season. Pitt's been state claim to that number 1 spot and has held on to it pretty much the entire season. But Nebraska with only 2 losses on the season to SMU and to Penn State, playing some really good volleyball down the stretch here. Their defense is really starting to carry them, or has carried them really all season. Their offense is doing what it has to do to get them the victories as well. But if they can ride their defense, they really have a good chance of winning a national championship. And the road is Dayton, the winner of Texas A&M and Wisconsin, and then the winner of the Penn State Regional, where you've got Penn State, Marquette, Creighton, and the 2-time defending champion back-to-back Texas Longhorns. And then on the other end of the bracket, you're probably going to end up facing, if things hold serve, you'll probably end up facing the number 1 overall seed Pitt in the championship, who is the team that Nebraska did beat in the Final Four to make it to the championship last year.
Really?
So, things are happening. It's interesting.
That's good. I mean, I know people say it's a football school, but it's really a volleyball school right now. And it has been for a while. And even while I was here, man, we had tremendous respect for how volleyball did things, and we'll continue to have respect for them, regardless of what it is. But news of I believe this morning or yesterday, UCF, they obviously hired Coach Frost, but then they retain Sean Beckton.
Yep.
Coach Beckton, he's gonna be assistant head coach and receiver coach. Man, just shout out to him, man. He was
a tight ends coach here, right?
Yeah, he was my position coach, and me and him had a really good relationship while he was here. Well, we were both here, and it's just awesome to see the gang getting back together. They just hired Coach Steve Cooper for their offensive coordinator. He was a quarterback coach here. He was just at Boise State. So I'm happy for Coach Frost. I'm happy for those guys, and just shout out to them. And maybe I don't know, maybe they'll get some more coaches and we'll have some more announcements on here. What was your first thoughts when you saw that, Rico?
Love it.
Yeah.
I love that like it didn't work here, obviously, but you just seeing Frost get off the plane and do his presser and how, the videos they're putting out with Mackenzie Milton being his quarterback's coach now. And I forget the guy's name and I feel really bad about it, but the linebacker that he has a twin brother, he only has one hand.
Shaquem.
Yeah, Griffin.
Yeah.
Griffith?
Yeah.
Griffin.
Yeah.
Griffin. Yeah. He went back there and was, dapping up Frost and they're hugging and just remembering the good times. And like, it just looks like Frost and those guys are just having a really fun time down there. And I'm excited for what the future holds because look, if he decides to stay down there and if they can recreate or come anywhere close to what they did before, like it's going to be a really fun team to watch in the Big 12 because they're going to have an amazing offense and a very opportunistic defense that is going to force takeaways and take the ball away from other offenses. And look, they got Mackenzie Milton as their quarterback's coach now, who was one of the stars, if not the star, of that entire run before he ended up getting hurt. So excited to see what UCF has. I've been on their campus a few times. Yeah. Beautiful
What's it like?
campus. Beautiful campus.
Yeah.
It's like a big circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've heard basically on Twitter, I've kind of seen kind of this mutual commonality of people being excited for Frost. And I think that's what it is, man, is that, it just didn't work out here. And, you kind of heard in the presser, like he talked about the ladder of success and they don't tell you to stop when you're happy. Right. So, those type of things happen, especially in coaching where it just doesn't work out. And I'll say this about Nebraska. It's a hard place to win. This place is, I mean, you look at the track record. I mean, it's really hard to win here for whatever reason. Maybe it's, the dark cloud over this and, the mentality of not only like the people inside the building, but people outside the building, all as a collective. And it just creates this type of friction that, is hard for certain people to overcome. But
you want to talk about being under a microscope.
This place is different. And, we just see with like even the transfer portal stuff, like we had James Williams in here. We had Gabe Irvin in here. I've talked to some guys in transfer portal right now and it's just been like, man, I thought, Nebraska fans were, liked me. Right. And obviously for the 95% of positive comments, sometimes it's the 5% that sticks with you.
Yep.
And this is a place that this place changes your life in so many ways. You have one good season here and the people remember you forever. And this place is special. And it sucks that there's bad fruits everywhere. In everything. We were talking off air before the show. We were talking about Travis Hunter and this whole ordeal with him and Ashton Genty. He goes and wins the Blinkoff award this morning or last night technically. And then he doesn't win the Jim Thorpe award.
Isn't even a finalist. They give it to the Texas DB. Shout out to him. He's having a great season. Texas will play, I believe, Clemson. And the winner of that will go play ASU. But yeah, there's a strange kind of conversation about it, whether they're trying to give Travis Hunter his accolades now and give Genty the Heisman. If the decision was up to Rico, yes,
today in the locker room at 1:21 p.m., who is the Heisman?
Ashton Genty.
And give me 3 valid facts to support that claim.
Ashton Genty is doing something that we have not seen a running back do in quite some time. He has more rushing yards than the last 3 Heisman winners had at the end of their seasons. He still has a chance to break Barry Sanders' record if you include his bowl game rushing statistics, which is a record that has withstood the test of time. If he played in fourth quarters throughout the rest of the season, he probably would have broken it before the regular season ended. And if you want to, and this is my third one, if you want to say, oh, he played in the Mountain West, he wouldn't do it against Power 4 opponents. The very first game of their season, it was their second game of the season, he put up 180 plus rushing yards against Oregon, and they damn near won the game. So if you want to say he wouldn't have done it against the Power 4 opponent, guess what? He's done it against the Power 4 opponent. Who's to say he wouldn't have done it the rest of the year? He was easily the best running back, hands down, the best running back in the country. You can't argue with it. The statistics back it up. The best running back in the country. I understand, and Carricker said it best. If it was any other year, right? Either one of these guys would have won the Heisman. If they were in separate years, they win the Heisman.
Yeah.
But I just think that Ashton Genty, the season that he's put together at that running back position, should win the Heisman this year. But if Travis Hunter did win it, I'm not mad because what he did is historic. Playing on both sides of the ball and putting up the numbers that he did, nobody's done that before. He wasn't the best wide receiver. He wasn't the best corner. But if he would have stayed on one side of the ball, I'm sure he could have been. But playing both sides of the ball and being good, not great, but really good on both sides of the ball, the best two-way player we've seen ever.
Yeah. And he went. I mean, if you're going for that argument for Travis Hunter to win, is that he's the best two-way play ever. I mean, you win every time, right? I think the closest one would be, Deion or Charles Woodson, right?
Yeah. Even Charles Woodson didn't do it like his was special teams. His was because he was one of the better return guys.
Exactly. So it's not really like, we haven't seen this, but I will say this. It's just like the man who climbed Mount Everest, right? It took him like 3 or 4 times or whatever, but he climbed it. He was the first one to do it. Then all of a sudden,
and everybody's doing
5 years later, there's thousands of people who have done it, right? It's like the person who broke the 5-minute mile, right?
You just had to have one person break it for people to realize it's possible.
Yeah. So, everything's been at our hands and fingertips, right? There's just a recognition concept to it. But so I think we're going to look next year. There's going to be I'm not going to say another Travis Hunter, but there's going to be a guy, and I'll say this. There's been guys before Travis Hunter, and I don't want to sound like I'm hating, but this is the truth. There's been guys before Travis Hunter that could have done the same thing. The opportunity and just the consciousness of just that even being able to, being possible, they just wouldn't even consider it, right? Deion was just trusted. First of all, Deion trusted Travis Hunter's ability enough and kind of Deion's a little bit kind of crazy, in a good way,
good
right? And he likes taking risks, right? And he saw, kind of himself in Travis Hunter, and he took the risk there, and it ended up paying off, right? And I feel like you could do that with a lot of players. I know for sure. In the future we'll see more. If I was to go today, I think Ashton Genty is my winner. I think he's my winner. I think I think of the last 5 years, the best backs I remember is Saquon and I would say Derrick Henry, but that's a little bit outside of 5 years. I think Ashton Genty, I mean, when you look at the way he's running, the way he's consistent, I mean, by halftime, he's got 21 carries for 125 yards basically every game.
He's averaging 7 yards a carry, 7.2, something like that.
Which is nuts. And I'm talking going into game 7, he was averaging 9.9 yards.
Ridiculous. And then you're stacking the box. Like teams are regularly putting 8-9 guys in the box. And they're like, look, we're going to stop the run. And you're still not stopping it.
You're not stopping it. And, they're going to have a good test with I believe the winner of SMU and Penn State.
Yes.
So he's going to have a good opportunity.
Spoiler alert, they're going to play Penn State.
You think? Yeah, I mean,
I want SMU to win. They're going to play Penn State.
That'd be cool if they did, but and that whole debacle was something else. I mean, obviously, in my eyes, I would have liked the Bama matchup a little bit more.
Oh, I'm glad SMU got in.
Really?
Yeah, Bama didn't deserve it.
Really?
Yeah. You lost 3 games.
Yeah.
I don't care if you played in the SEC. You lost 3 games. You know the easiest way to make it to the playoff? Don't lose 3 games. Yeah. Don't lose to Vanderbilt in Oklahoma. Simple. That's
Don't
it.
lose to Vandy.
Don't lose to Vandy in Oklahoma.
Especially a bad Oklahoma team.
You scored 3 points on Oklahoma, and you want me to put you in the playoff? No, sir.
And that's a bad Oklahoma team.
Yeah.
But I will say this. Who has a better chance against Penn State?
I don't care about that.
I'm just saying.
It's more deserving.
Which one?
I mean, Alabama would have. But it's more deserving. SMU deserved to get in there.
Yeah, if you're going to play it by the books, we're going to play it by the books.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Plus, I mean, if you really want to get, not political, but if you want to go by what the college football playoff committee has done, Texas shouldn't even be in. If Cam Ewers isn't playing, or if Ewers isn't playing, if you don't have your starting quarterback and you're going with your backup, you took an undefeated Florida State and you didn't put them in the playoff last year.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have their starting quarterback. I understand that it's Manning and he's played a couple, but you made it clear last year that if you don't have your starting quarterback, you are a different team. And if Texas doesn't have their starting quarterback, they are a different team. They shouldn't be in. You made the rules last year. Don't go back on them now.
That's how you feel?
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. They didn't win their conference. FSU won their conference.
They
didn't
did
get in.
They did. And that FSU team was special, too.
I mean, I'm not mad because man, Arch Manning is a really good quarterback, and Texas is going to be really fun to watch. But you made the rules last year.
No, you sure did. You sure did. It's, and they're going to figure it out. So is Georgia. Georgia's going to have to figure it out.
Georgia shouldn't be in.
Carson Beck, seems like he's out with the UCL injury in his elbow and his throwing arm.
Kick them both out.
No
SEC teams in the playoff.
Put in who would you replace if you were to have to replace guys with you got to replace
Alabama.
Texas.
You got to put Alabama in. They have their starting quarterback.
Gosh, Rico.
Well, now we're just going by the rankings.
Iowa State.
Yeah.
BYU.
They got rolled. Who's another Big Ten team? Who deserves to be in? Who didn't make it?
In the Big Ten.
Yeah. Did somebody else make it? I don't even know what the rankings are. I'd have to look that up. Let's see. College football rankings. We'll find this out real quick. Seymour.
What?
Who's after Arizona State? Miami. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Miami needs to be in.
Miami in
Why
there.
isn't Miami in?
Put Miami in there.
Ole Miss, South Carolina.
South Carolina's an interesting one.
South Carolina's playing.
They came out of nowhere.
They're playing real good.
Like it was a tight game. I forget who they played. They played Bama tight earlier in the year. Could have won that game in fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden they just hit a different gear.
I'm pretty sure they have 3 losses, and 2 of them are to Alabama and Ole Miss. So 2 teams who were ranked in the top 25 in the top 10, I believe, when they lost to them. And then they also lost to LSU, which LSU's just whatever LSU is. So.
LSU, yeah, this is the SEC beatdown. They all beat down on each other, and then they can't ever get in.
Yeah, which is what people made fun of the Big Ten for. But look at the Big Ten now. Look at them, all grown up. Shout out to Indiana.
Oh, shout out Indiana. Shout out all the teams in the top 25. Man.
It's a good time. I'm loving college football this time of year.
Yes, sir.
Now we're going to have it for an even longer point of time because of the college football playoff. But that's going to do it for the first segment here on The Locker Room. That's Chancellor Brewington. I'm Rico. We will be right back. The Locker Room on 93.7 The Ticket. League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Arantes, Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January 24th at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Visit lovb.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Volleyball is the next major league.
Time for a new heating and cooling system? Get the options, brand, and efficiency that best fits your family and your home. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The holiday season is here, and Sartor Heyman is making your shopping easy. Shop our wide selection of necklaces, earrings, or bracelets to our amazing line of watches. Looking for something truly unique? Consider our estate jewelry, or even build your own custom handcrafted piece with our in-house designers. The perfect gift at the perfect price. Christmas memories start with family and Sartor Heyman.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today. When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Bryant at 402-467-1111 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-1111. The Huskers are headed to the Pinstripe Bowl. Cheer on the Huskers in New York City on the official Husker Pinstripe Bowl tour offered by the Nebraska Alumni Association. Your bowl package includes a 2-night hotel stay, round-trip transportation on game day, pregame events, and more. Spots are limited, so book your spot now on the official Husker Pinstripe Bowl tour with the Nebraska Alumni Association. Go to HuskerFanTravel.com or call 888-831-0858. That's 888-831-0858 or HuskerFanTravel.com.
Have you been accused of a crime and don't know where to turn? At Liberty Law Group, we understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you're up against the legal system, you need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. Liberty Law's experienced trial attorneys are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Don't let a criminal charge ruin your life. Call Liberty Law at 877-42-LIBERTY. Advocates you need, trial attorneys you can trust. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's recovery lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com. Or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
Imagine a world where your office IT runs smoothly, securely, and effortlessly. A day where you aren't worried about the next outage or password compromise. At Hamilton, we take care of everything from monitoring and maintenance to security and support. We partner with your business to design integrated technology solutions that fit your needs now and your goals for the future. With on-site and remote IT support options, we're always just a call or click away. Elevate your IT with Hamilton Managed IT. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
It's year-end tax saving season, and Acres is offering extraordinary buyer incentive programs. Get 20% off select late model John Deere large ag equipment. And with a special 24-month interest waiver, you can upgrade your fleet and save even more. Visit your local Acres store or go to acres.com to choose from the widest selection of John Deere tractors, combines, planters, and sprayers. Act now. Incentives expire December 31st, 2024. Financing program, approved credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions may apply.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel. Brought to you by App Foundation Repair on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the Locker Room here on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Rico, filling in for Bach on all the shows that he usually handles. But this ain't my show, so I'm gonna hand it over to Sir Chancellor Brewington, who actually has a little bit of news that he's gonna report to y'all.
Yeah, so shout out to Sip, man. He you can go find him, Steven Sip, on Twitter. I talked about this yesterday when I got the news about Borkature, or I believe it was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Talk about Nate Borkature hitting the portal, and people were like, man, this one doesn't make sense. I don't know how I feel about it, and I'll tell you for real. I'll tell you the real, because I got to play with him. I know him personally. Bro is a baller. I'm talking about a baller. When I first got to Nebraska, it was kind of me and him rotating, I was trying to learn tight end, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like rotating with Bork, and Bork, he's kind of like a back in the day, he was a little bit more like a goofier cat, like funny, whatever. But we would get in one-on-ones, and he would just make these insane catches. And I was just like, dog, like, it just doesn't match up. Like, I was not expecting this, right? Mm-hmm. And then I get to play with him, and his game starts to evolve. And like, I'm like, bro, this is a really good football player, like a really sound blocker, a really sound route runner, sneaky route runner too.
Yeah.
He'll really mess around and make some people fall.
Yeah, he'll dice you up real quick.
He'll dice you up. Real good, like finding soft spots in zones, moving with quarterbacks in there. Smart football player too. Can adapt to a playbook, can learn some things on the fly. And so when I said when I got the news, I said, look, he's gonna be a hot tight end in the portal.
Yes.
Sipple just came out and said he visiting Bama.
Damn.
Now I don't have no stamp on it, right? But if you're getting a Bama visit, first of all, Bama not gonna bring you if they don't want to offer you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're getting a Bama, that means you're getting other SEC looks. If you're getting SEC looks, that means you're getting Big Ten looks. If you're getting Big Ten looks, you're getting every school in the country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically. So it's kind of not that, some people post their offers in the portal. That's kind of out of date, it's just not really that thing. But you could tell, man, that I could tell at least from that Bama news, man, he's going to be a hot commodity. And Rule said in the presser yesterday that Borkshire's welcome to come back. But if you have real opportunity, man, and you're testing your market,
mm-hmm.
like the portal gives and it takes away,
mm-hmm.
right? There's a plus side to it as a player. There's a plus side to it, and there's a negative. Plus side is what we're seeing with Borkshire. The negative side is what we're seeing with other players where they don't find a home, and they got a like, is there still a spot for me back? Yeah. I'm not saying
can I come back, or you got to down in the nicest way to others. You got downgrade to a lower school or a lower division.
Exactly. So, but in this case, man, this is what I think. This is what excites me about the portal,
mm-hmm.
is that it gives players like Borkature, maybe that were second string and should have been a first string
mm-hmm.
anywhere, right? And then it gives them an opportunity to not have to sit out, and obviously make some more money and get in a better situation for them. And I think that's what the portal gives. It gives hope to players like that.
All respect to the rest of the tight end room, but to me, Nate Borkature was the best tight end in that room. He wasn't the most athletic guy, but he was the best blocker. He had really good hands. Like you said, he ran really good routes as
mm-hmm.
well. I think Nate Borkature in that tight end room was one of the guys that I feel like Nebraska is going to, if he does end up leaving for sure and doesn't come back to Nebraska, they're going to regret letting him go or having him leave the team and transfer somewhere else. Because I think he's a really good player, and I think that he's somebody that you really want to keep around and you should have used more, because I think that he's got that kind of talent.
And what's interesting is that the fans and rightfully so, man. Heinrich is a good football player, right?
Mm-hmm. Most athletic player rules coached ever is what he said.
That's an interesting take.
That is very interesting.
That's an interesting take.
I feel like you've got some pretty athletic guys that you've coached.
Yeah, didn't you coach what's his face? What's the horn DB from South Carolina?
Yeah. I don't remember his name, but yeah.
He's pretty much he's a
pretty
freak.
athletic.
Yeah, he's 6'3", 220, flipping his hips like he's
but hey,
Marshawn Lattimore, but to each his own, of course.
Whatever you say.
But I'll say this. You can't expect Heinrich to go in, oh yeah, since Heinrich's a better athlete, he's gonna be a better tight end than Bork. It does not work like that.
No.
This is just not how football works. Just because you're a good athlete doesn't mean you can play a certain position, especially the tight end position. The tight end position is an interesting position because why? You have to be involved with the offensive line in the blocking scheme.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know not only the run schemes, but also the pass pros. You have to be able to block D ends. You have to be able to, sometimes block 4 eyes, sometimes block 3 techs, on some wham trap stuff, which Nebraska likes to do. You have to be able to block on the perimeter, and that's a whole separate technique.
Oh.
I mean, we've seen the struggles with the receiver room. You have to be able to block nickels, safeties, corners. And then that's just in the blocking game. And you have to be able to pick up linebacker blitzes. That's a whole nother conversation. And you have to know the fronts. That's a lot. That's a lot. And I didn't even get into the passing game.
I said, that's just blocking.
That's just blocking. And then in the passing game, you have to be able to run routes from your hand in the dirt, from a hip, from split out. You have to be able to win versus man-to-man on a safety, win versus man-to-man on a linebacker. And those are 2 different techniques. You have to avoid being bumped in zone coverage. That's a whole nother technique. You have to make sure you get to your depth. You have to make sure you catch the football. You have to make sure you make plays. And all that. You have to remember what routes run. And I think Heinrich would be able to know that. And also there's different route adjustments based on different coverages. And you have to do that all in 1 second, right?
Yeah.
So that's all that goes in the tight end position. For you to say he's a good athlete, he's going to be a good tight end, it doesn't match up. So I think the Borgster hit, it's going to hit.
It's going to hit different.
It's going to hit different.
Now, does it help for Heinrich the fact that he was a quarterback, so he knows, for the most part, I would assume that the quarterback knows what just about everybody is supposed to do on any given play. Is that going to help him moving to that tight end position and being able to know, okay, this is what the offensive line is supposed to do on this play. This is what the tight end is supposed to do on this play. He knows that because he has to know that as the quarterback.
I would say in the passing game, yes. In the running game,
not so much.
I don't think he knows. I would say I don't think most quarterbacks know.
I turn and hand it off to this guy, and the rest of the team does what they got to do.
Yeah, or I see an overhang this side, I'm gonna check it this side. But I don't think the quarterback knows the certain technique on inside zone when there's a 9, or how to sift backside, or how to avoid this DN and get up to the next level for leave him for a read key. Like I don't know if he knows that much. If he does. And I think, if anything, I think they've been kind of filtering him in there, like during the season, like kind of like, okay, get in this tight end room. You understand this. So I think that could help him out. But as far as saying he, just because he's quarterback, I don't think that necessarily will work at the tight end position. Now, if it was receiver, it'd be a lot different because, route concept is route concept. But in the run game, it's one of the harder positions to get a hold of, especially when you're not used to it. Yeah.
Okay. I can get down with that. I do believe I think that his athleticism will help him a ton in the pass catching section of being a tight end and being able to run the routes and whatnot. But you're right. The blocking side of it is really going to be the test for him. And I like how they're having him do it in the bowl game. And, you lost Nate Borkature. You're going to have Fedoni and Lyndon Meyer and Carter Nelson and now Heinrich Harburg at that tight end position. We'll see how much he works in there. So this will be a good test to see how prepared he is. But then you're going to have all off season to get ready. And like Rule said, he's still available at quarterback, but they have Jalen Gramstad as the immediate backup for Dylan Raiola in this bowl game at the very least.
There you go.
So, and I'm okay with that. I like Jalen Gramstad. I think, nice. I don't want him to get in the game unless it's at the very end because Nebraska's winning by a lot. But if he did have to get in the game, I think that he'd be a good quarterback at that spot.
Let me ask you this. So there's the market. So for the market for the transfer portal, guys want to get out because get out quick, right? Because they don't want the quote unquote the money to dry up places, right? You want to get out there and get the first slice of the pie, right?
It's a terrible time for the portal to open.
Right. So after this bowl game, is there any guys kind of on like your portal watch list? Like we got to make sure this guy, we need to re-recruit this guy after the bowl game, this and this.
Nobody immediately, but the young guys who are going to get their first taste of playing time in this one, since it doesn't count against your red shirt and the fact that you've already lost so many people, I think the young guys are going to be the ones that you got to focus on because if they do get in the game / when they get in the game, you're going to have to keep other teams away from them because it'll be their first time for some of them playing this season, or it'll just be a bigger more plays that they'll be able to be in. So it'll be more film for them to put out there. So those are the guys that you're going to have to look out for. Although a lot of the younger guys, especially on the defensive side, have already said that they're back. You're still going to have to, and this is just a thing that coaches just have to do nowadays, is you have to re-recruit your roster every single offseason, and especially after this bowl game, once they get in there and play a little bit more. And then, because it's going to happen with other teams. After these bowl games, other teams are going to lose other guys, and they're going to be like, okay, well, now we need
linebacker.
Yeah,
oh, well,
XYZ,
well,
yeah.
that Willis McGahee kid or that Vincent Shavers kid was really good in the bowl game for Nebraska. Let's go see what we can do there. And it's like, no, he's not in the portal. He's staying here with us. You're going to have to make sure that you keep those guys.
Yeah, and now nobody's following rules. I'm gonna be honest with you.
There's tampering everywhere.
Nobody's
and
following.
that's why it's even more important to re-recruit these guys.
I mean, like, you got Joe Schmo over here knows this guy, and then all of a sudden you're in contact, you're in indirect contact with the OC at big Power 5 SEC school, right? And you're like, dang, like, and this is just how it's gonna go. And I think NCAA will probably have to, because there's this new GM position.
Yep,
in college football, and I think that's gonna a GM, assistant GM, and their whole staff. I think their job, like you said, is gonna have to be re-recruiting these players and making sure, man, that when it gets closer to end of season or even midway through or throughout the whole season, that these guys are feeling like not only feeling but knowing their value and knowing where they're at with the program.
Yes, that's going to be extremely important for all of these guys to feel like they're still a part of the team. And look, everybody's jobs, everybody's what does Jay Form say? Everybody's sphincter muscles are going to get tighter as the bowl game ends, and then as things go forward, because you're going to want to keep these guys on the team, man. It's very important. Very important.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Final segment of the locker room coming up next.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday sales event is now underway with unbelievably low interest rates and huge discounts on both our new and pre-owned inventory. Right now, we're offering 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. These are the absolute biggest discounts of the year. You heard right, 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. So please stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade in Costco.
Time for a new heating and cooling system? Get the options, brand, and efficiency that best fits your family and your home. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, mainly cloudy skies to start, then freezing rain arriving this afternoon. Be careful on the roads. Should see a high around 30. Tonight, wintry mix continuing, the low around 28. Tomorrow, we'll see a chance of light rain and snow throughout the day with a high near 40. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker from 93.7 The Ticket and TicketFM.com.
At Midwest Bank, they want to thank all the generous donors who helped make their 2024 turkey drive for schools a success. Thanks to the generosity, they raised enough money to provide 153 families across 6 different schools in Lincoln with a full Thanksgiving meal. With your support, they made Thanksgiving Day for those families a little brighter. They want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Have you been accused of a crime and don't know where to turn? At Liberty Law Group, we understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you're up against the legal system, you need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. Liberty Law's experienced trial attorneys are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Don't let a criminal charge ruin your life. Call Liberty Law at 877-42-LIBERTY. Advocates you need, trial attorneys you can trust. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
It's year-end tax saving season, and Acres is offering extraordinary buyer incentive programs. Get 20% off select late model John Deere large ag equipment. And with a special 24-month interest waiver, you can upgrade your fleet and save even more. Visit your local Acres store or go to acres.com to choose from the widest selection of John Deere tractors, combines, planters, and sprayers. Act now. Incentives expire December 31st, 2024. Financing program, approved credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions may apply.
Attention all wing fans! Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today at 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village. The electrical workers of local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Everybody likes choices when it comes to gifts, and a Max Tan gift card offers spray tanning, UV tanning, and red light therapy at all Lincoln locations. Give the gift that everyone wants this holiday season by visiting any Max Tan location in Lincoln or at maxtan.net.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Danielle. Brought to you by F Foundation Repair on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the locker room here on 93.7 The Ticket. Rico filling in for Bach, Sir Chancellor Brewington to my left. And I'll throw it over to him, the host of the show, to close it out.
Man, we got a couple more minutes. Figure it's only right. We usually do our picks at the end of the show. The Army-Navy game coming up.
Yes.
What you got?
I had a friend who was in the Navy. So go Navy.
I'm
Beat
going
Army.
I'm going Navy too. I don't know if it's going to happen.
I think Army's going to win, but my friend was in the Navy, so I root for the Navy.
I know my stepbrother is in the Navy currently, so I have to.
There we go.
It's only right.
The only logical choices.
It's only right, man. Let me say this. Who's your dark horse in the college football playoffs right now?
I mean, they're a 4 seed, but Arizona State.
Okay, that's still a dark horse. I'll give it to you.
Like, that's a tough one.
That's an underdog.
Because they have a bye, but yeah.
That's an underdog. Why?
I just think Cam Scatterbo is just running through folks, and the way that they've been able to, their offense is really fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that they're doing enough to get by all these teams. And if you can run the ball, regardless of your, in Arizona or wherever, plus they don't have to go up to any cold weather places.
Mm-hmm.
They get to stay in the warm weather because they're going to just go to a bowl game right away. One of the whatever bowl locations right away.
Peach Bowl,
Are they in the Peach Bowl?
Yeah, I believe the Peach Bowl.
So they'll be in the dome anyway. So they're sitting pretty.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably Arizona State. But I guess my other dark horse would probably be. I think I might go with Clemson.
Really?
Even though I don't have a lot of confidence in them.
Uh-huh.
It's just a team that's been there, a coaching staff that's been there, done that. They've been in the playoffs multiple times. They've been in these situations where it's win or go home. I think that they line up pretty well, although they have to go through Texas first too. I don't know if they're gonna have Quinn or if they're gonna have Arch. So
yeah, it's funny because mine is Clemson too.
Okay,
mine is Clemson too, and I'll say the Texas quarterback situation is just intriguing, and that's why I feel the same way about Georgia too. My dark horse in the right side of the bracket. I think Clemson beats Texas and they beat Arizona State and they get in there, right? Depending on, who wins the Ohio State Tennessee game, and then obviously the winner of that
faces Oregon.
Yeah,
and congratulations, Oregon.
Yeah. It's like
that sucks.
Yeah. So, but then obviously on the left side, you got this Notre Dame Indiana game, and I'm like, I'm conflicted, bro. I think Indiana. We're gonna really see what Indiana team that is. It's either gonna be really, really close, or I don't know. But I think that's probably my dark horse on that side.
Indiana,
yeah, is Indiana, and I think the Georgia QB situation just doesn't sit right with me.
I think Georgia loses first round.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
there's a real situation. I could see Boise State beating Penn State.
I hope there is a world in which the Final Four for the college football playoff is like Arizona State, Boise State, Indiana, and Oregon.
Imagine that. There's no true number one. I think Oregon can get beat by anyone. Honestly, I think they can get beat by anyone. I think Georgia can get beat by anyone. Especially not so much anyone, but the guys in their brackets.
I think Oregon is the only team that is favored against every other team in the playoff. I think Oregon's the only team that if you put them against any other team, that Vegas would take Oregon to win. They would be the favorite.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's all I got for the locker room today. I appreciate you, Rico, filling in for Bach. I hope Bach is having a fantastic day. I hope everyone listening is having a fantastic day as well. You're listening to the Locker Room 93.7. Ticket will be back Monday, 1 to 2 p.m.
Drive safe.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no